How's my audio? Has my audio been okay?
We'll find out later.
This station is only a test. This is only a test.
Internet, we are here at our favorite little rock quarry where we like to do shooting when the range is full of people that we don't like to talk to because it's Saturday. And realistically what happens here on Saturdays is the range is full of people that you run into in, let's say, the gun shops, where you hear them say really ridiculous shit like, oh, my uncle's Bushmaster, it's got a Bushnell like 1 to 85 on it, gets like a quarter-minute MOA. Those type of things get said at the range too. So, plus people bother you, especially when you're like dealing with exotic stuff like clones. You can't go over there and shoot. Man, we got some great background sound with the fucking highway right there. Anyway, other people shooting too. So we get all kinds of weirdos that will approach us when we have exotic stuff. So we came out here to the rock quarry. We got a couple other dudes out here. They're cool. And highway running right there, which is kind of problematic if you're trying to film, but we're going to do the best we can. So what we've got right now is we've got the M4A1 BLK I, cloniest of clones, attack of the clones. Okay, this is absolutely, this whole gun is absolutely Milspec, and it's a copy of a gun that I carried in Fallujah, Iraq during Operation Phantom Fury in 2004. So what we're doing right now is we got the sexy paint job that we did on it. We're gonna release that as maybe as a separate video or to be part of this video. We don't know yet. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now, because of the last video, which by the way, thanks for all of the likes, the follows, all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Love you guys, thank you so much. We decided we're gonna add a little extra. So we're going to offer up some shooting. We're gonna do some grouping. We're gonna say, because I talked about grouping in the last video, and kind of another point of contention for me is like other people that do YouTube videos sometimes, they like to just go out and ninja blast with no round accountability, and you don't really know. Like, it looks sexy, it looks great. The gun foo looks awesome, but there's no round accountability and you don't know where those rounds are going, if they're accurate or whatever. And as sexy as that looks, like, I'm a practical guy. Hits matter. We're gonna show you guys exactly what this Milspec setup is gonna, and I bought this upper used. This is not a brand new upper. So we're gonna shoot, where's it at? The GWAT patina mags. I actually deployed with these mags. That's how old these are. Put new springs in them and new followers, but these mags are old as shit. I actually carried these mag pulls on these mags in both Iraq and Afghanistan. So, awesome mags. We're gonna shoot old-fashioned fucking green tip. 62 grain green tip, which is what this optic, which is the Marine Corps issued, I think it's a TA-35, might be a TA-32, I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's a TA-35. It's got the red chevron reticle. It's cammed for 62 grain.
Do you mean TA-31?
31, 35, 2x4, 2x5.
TA-31 RCO?
That's what it is, yeah, that.
That one.
Don't yell at me, I have brain damage. Okay, so we are going to put some M855 through it because that's what it was made and designed and cammed for. 14.5 barrel, M855, TA, whatever the fuck this is. So the first thing you want to do when I go out to the range every time, I will lube up the gun. Now, Kato stopped me because I was already halfway through this, and he's like, "Motherfucker, we have to film this." So we are now filming it. So I put a couple drops in the receiver, put a couple drops in the chamber, and then I will pull the bolt carrier group out and just, you don't have to get crazy with it. Just dab a little drop on there and just give it a slather. Okay, mainly on the friction pieces, the friction parts, like this flat part right here on the bolt carrier group, where it rides in that receiver right here in the channel. Okay, lube that up, metal on metal type deal, and then down here, it's where you get all this wear right here. Put just a little drop of lube on there, maybe back here in this little groove right here. Rub it in. Okay, now we're good. So then we take our gas buster charging handle. This thing was clutch in the GWAT. We're gonna fucking throw this in. Actually, it's still gonna squirt all kinds of gas in my face because that's what happens. We're gonna drop this guy in just like that. Then we're we'll pinch this guy back together and push the push pin, and then we will just run this guy a couple times. Okay. We put a little bit of lube on this guy, just a really light coat. That way we can prevent suppressor carbon lock, because we're gonna do another video on this too, because it's a big problem. It's a big problem with baffled suppressors getting carbon lock on guns. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, but a little bit of lube. I don't know if this will help. There's better lubes for this. We'll talk about that in the next video. But anyway, drop that on there, make sure it's locked in the fucking index pin, and then crank this guy down all the way. All right. Okay. Let's go see what the fuck this thing does. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a 10-yard initial zero, and this is a little trick that I learned from Frank Proctor. If you don't know who Frank Proctor is, it's because you're really new to shooting sports, or you have been living in a cave, maybe in the mountains of Afghanistan for the last 42 years. So Frank Proctor, former SF dude, grandmaster IPSC shooter, fantastic dude, taught this little trick of the hasty 10-yard zero. And so this is a little trick that I do to just get an initial group, and then I always will push it out to confirm zero. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 10-yard hasty zero here. So my point of my hold, I'll put this little chevron on the point of this little guy. Usually go 2.5 to 3 inches, depending on what your height over bore is on your mount. I'm gonna hold this tip of the diamond here on this target. My impact should be right around here. I want my impacts to fall in this little square right here. So we're gonna do it initially over here, unsuppressed, and then we're gonna throw the can back on, and we're gonna just shoot another group over here, and we're gonna see what our point of impact shift is on our can so that we can factor that in. And then what we'll do as soon as we're done with that is we'll push this guy out to 100 meters, and we will do a confirmation zero. Hot blast in my arm! That motherfucker was hot! About 1.5 inches, yeah. Inch and a third. I need to come down 1.3 inches, and I need to come right about 1/2. Okay, hip hop. And then, let me see. Get right. Okay, so we're gonna go down 3 and over 3. We're gonna see what that does for us. Here we go, second string. Okay, so as you guys can see, this gun is grouping pretty good. But I mean, we're at 10 yards. So we're gonna see what it does when we stretch it out. We're in the neighborhood of where we wanna be for our zero. So we're going to now throw the can on, and we're gonna see what our impact shift is with the can on. And then we're gonna push it out to 50. We're gonna group at 50 and see what it's doing at 50, and then we'll push it out, and we'll confirm zero for this guy at 100 meters. Now, and the can is good. Okay, let's see what she does. Let's see where our impact shift goes. Okay, this is first string. Right target. Same hold. All the gas in my face. So nice. Okay, let's see what we got. We got very negligible suppressor shift. It's maybe 1/4 to 1/2 minute to the left. So if I was going to dial this in Nat's ass, I'd give it a couple clicks, but since we're gonna shoot at 50 and then we're gonna confirm at 100, I still have time to really dial in the sweet spot. My goal by the end of this, because I try not to shoot guns anymore that aren't suppressed, unless for whatever legal reason I can't, but I'm going to dial this guy in really sweet on the 100-meter confirmation is what I'm gonna do. That's where I want this thing to really be dialed in and performing, is at the actual zero distance that's as prescribed in the manual for the optics. So we got time. So we're gonna push this thing out to 50. We're gonna bang on this little diamond a little bit. I'm gonna shoot for the rest of this time. I'm gonna shoot suppressed, and we're going to get it dialed into the sweet spot. Okay, point impact, center diamond, 100 meters. All right, let's see what she looks like. Missed that last shot. Okay. Got about a 10-inch by 22-inch steel plate right there. Human-sized target, 102 meters. Just a quick confirmation. We're good. Just 200. Going out to 3. Okay, we're gonna go to 350. Out to 4. And those are high. Okay, out to 5. Just to recap, we shot 2 strings at 10 yards using Frank Proctor's 10-yard zero method. And as you can see, like, really sexy small groups. At short distance, that's what happens. So we shot actually 2 groups, one in this little tiny hole right here. And then we shot a 3rd group over here, which is, that's the neighborhood of where you want to be, okay? So point of aim here, impacts are here. So when we come over here, we did suppressed. So we had a little bit of group shift to the left, point of impact shift once I put the suppressor on to the left, right here, okay? So then we kicked it out to 50 and we shot, as you can guys see here, we shot minute of dick, minute of penis right here. And I had 2 that landed on the diamond. So I was like, cool, let's push it out to 100 and dial it in. So first group at 100 landed here. And when you start shooting at prescribed distances is when you're, for whatever your optic is usually when you're gonna start to see what your ammo is gonna do with your gun. We're shooting strictly Milspec here. So I'm shooting green tip M4A1 out of complete Milspec setup here, which we'll get into gun details later, but you can guys see what we're shooting, what I call Milspec minute of fist, okay, which is about 2 to 3 MOA. This gun's holding 2 MOA. So we shot this first group really low. I came in, I adjusted 12 clicks up. Windage was relatively good. I adjusted 12 clicks up, landed here, minute of fist. And then the last group I shot, as you guys can see here, I like hit almost every point on the diamond for my last string, and shooting prone, shooting supported. It's just, that's what that gun's gonna do with this ammo. So at that point, there's no use really trying to dial it in, especially if you're seeing a trend in what the ammo is doing, which is you're seeing a 2-minute spread, 2-minute spread. If you look at this right here, this little cube right here, and you see there's one on the line here, one in, one just out. My point at aim, my hold is right here. That's a 2-minute gun. M855 going out this gun, 2 minutes is what you're gonna get out of it. So, thanks for paying attention. We're going to talk about the gun now.